My wife cheated with her coworker, her mom encouraged it, so I went nuclear and destroyed their lives. Hey everyone, throwaway account for obvious reasons. This is going to be a long one, so buckle up. I've been lurking on this sub for years, reading about people's epic revenge stories, never thinking I'd have one of my own. But life has a way of throwing curveballs, and mine came in the form of betrayal from the two people I trusted most, my wife, Patricia, and her mother. What started as a gut feeling turned into a nightmare, and then into a meticulously planned takedown that left them with nothing. I'll break it down step by step, because this saga spanned months, and I want to paint the full picture. A bit of background first. I'm Timmy Boy, not my real name, but close enough, friends call me Tim. I'm 35, work as an IT consultant for a mid-sized firm, specializing in cybersecurity. It's a job that pays well and keeps me on my toes, dealing with data breaches, firewalls, and all that jazz. Patricia and I met in college. She was studying marketing, I was in computer science. We hit it off immediately, shared laughs, late-night study sessions that turned into dates. We got married 5 years ago, bought a cozy house in the suburbs, talked about starting a family someday. Life was good, or so I thought. Patricia works at a marketing agency downtown. She's ambitious, always pushing for promotions, and that's where Kamar comes in. Kamar is her coworker, a slick-talking account manager who's about our age, maybe a year older. I'd met him a few times at company parties, seemed charismatic, but something about him always rubbed me the wrong way. Too smooth, too flirty with everyone, including my wife. But I brushed it off. Patricia assured me he was just friendly. The suspicions started about 6 months ago. Patricia began working late more often, claiming big projects and deadlines. Her phone was always buzzing with texts, and she'd smile at the screen before typing back quickly. When I'd ask who it was, she'd say, just work stuff, or a client. Then there were the weekends. She'd go out for girls' nights, with friends I barely knew, coming home smelling like perfume that wasn't hers, or sometimes a faint whiff of cologne. I tried to ignore it at first. Marriage has ups and downs, right? But one night, she left her phone on the kitchen counter while showering, and a notification popped up, "Can't wait to see you tomorrow, babe." Last night was amazing. From K. in her contacts. My heart sank. I didn't snoop further right then, didn't want to jump to conclusions, but that was the spark. Over the next few weeks, I started paying closer attention. She'd delete texts, but I noticed her laughing at her phone during dinner, then claiming it was memes from her sister. Her wardrobe changed too, sexier outfits for work, new lingerie I hadn't seen before. And the intimacy between us. It dwindled. She'd cite stress from work, but I knew something was off. I decided to dig. As an IT guy, I have skills, but I didn't want to go full hacker mode yet, that felt too invasive. Instead, I started with the basics. I checked our shared bank statements online. There were charges for lunches at fancy restaurants during work hours, hotel bookings on weekends she said she was with friends, and even a couple of gifts from a jewelry store I didn't recognize. When I casually asked about a $200 charge at a boutique hotel, she said it was for a team-building event. Bullshit. That's when I involved a friend. Mike, my buddy from work, is a private investigator on the side, helps with corporate espionage cases. I didn't hire him officially, just asked for advice over beers. He suggested installing a GPS tracker on her car, legal in our state if it's jointly owned, and maybe checking her email if I had access. I felt guilty, but the doubt was eating me alive. The GPS confirmed it. Multiple trips to an apartment complex across town, Kamar's place, as I later found out by driving by and spotting his car. Lunches that lasted 2 hours at motels. It was damning, but I needed proof of the affair, not just locations. Enter the phone. Patricia uses an iPhone, and we're on a family plan. I logged into iCloud from my work computer anonymously, of course, and backed up her messages. What I found shattered me. Texts going back months. Flirty banter turning into explicit sexts, plans to meet up, declarations of love. I can't stop thinking about you, from Kamar. You're so much better than Tim, from her. And then the kicker. Messages with her mother. Patricia's mom, let's call her Evelyn, has always been meddlesome. Divorced twice, bitter about men, but I thought she liked me. Wrong. In the texts, Evelyn was egging her on. Honey, life's too short to settle. Kamar sounds exciting, go for it. And, Tim's a nice guy, but you deserve passion. I wish I'd left your father sooner. There were even tips on how to hide it. delete everything, use a burner app. It was like a conspiracy against me. I was devastated, cried alone in my home office that night. But anger followed. How dare they? I loved Patricia, built a life with her. And her own mother pushing her into this. Unforgivable. I didn't confront her immediately. No, I planned. This wasn't going to be a simple divorce, I wanted revenge. Nuclear level, as the sub says. I started gathering more evidence. Hired Mike officially this time, PI services. He tailed them, got photos of them kissing in public, entering hotels together. Audio recordings from a bug in her purse again, legal-ish in one-party consent state. I even hacked into the company's email server. Wait, no, I didn't hack. As a consultant, their firm had hired my company before, so I had legitimate access to audit their systems. Let's just say I found emails between Patricia and Kamar on work accounts, mixing business with pleasure. Explicit stuff that violated company policy. But that was just the start. I dug into Kamar's background. Public records search. He had a prior DUI, some shady financials. More importantly, he was embezzling from the company. Small amounts, padding expense reports, fake client dinners. I cross-referenced with the emails and found proof. Him and Patricia covering for each other on falsified reports. Evelyn, she owned a small rental property business. I found out she was evading taxes, underreporting income. How? Public filings and a tip from a disgruntled tenant I happened to contact via social media. My plan coalesced. Hit them where it hurts. Jobs, money, freedom. First, the jobs. I anonymously tipped off their company's HR with the emails and evidence of the affair, fraternization policy violation plus the embezzlement. Attached photos, timestamps. Boom. Both got fired within a week. Patricia came home in tears, claiming office politics. I played sympathetic, said we'd get through it. Next, the house. Our home was in both names, but I had proof of her infidelity, which in our state could affect asset division. But I went further. I found out Kamar had convinced her to invest in a side hustle with him, a fake marketing consultancy that was basically a money laundering scheme for his embezzled funds. They used our joint savings for it. I reported it to the IRS and local authorities, framing it as tax fraud. Evelyn's encouragement. I had texts showing she knew about the affair and advised on hiding assets. Turned out, she was helping them stash money in her accounts. So, I tipped the IRS on her too. The nuclear part. Kamar's embezzlement wasn't small. With my IT skills, I enhanced the evidence trail. No, nothing illegal. I just made sure the auditors saw the full picture by providing a detailed report as an anonymous whistleblower. Turns out, it linked to larger fraud involving company clients. FBI got involved. As for Patricia, the divorce papers hit her hard. I filed citing adultery, with all the evidence. She lost the house I bought her out with a loan, her car joint, but I proved she used it for illicit meetings and most of our savings frozen due to the fraud investigation. But wait, there's more. This is just the setup. I'll post updates as things progress, but right now, she's crashing at her mom's, jobless, and Kamar's under investigation. TLDR, wife cheats with coworker, mom encourages. I gather evidence, get them fired, report fraud, divorce her, and set off a chain that might land him in jail. Update 1. The fallout begins. Wow, didn't expect this post to blow up like it did. Thanks for the support, folks, reading your comments even though Op said no comments, but hey, this is Reddit and my story has been cathartic. Anyway, a lot has happened in the 2 weeks since I posted. I'll try to keep this detailed because you all seem invested. After the firings, Patricia confronted me. She came home, well, what was still our home, sobbing, packing bags. How could they do this? It's all lies. I kept my cool, acted shocked. What happened, babe? She spilled partially, said Kamar was accused of stealing, and she got dragged in because they worked together. No mention of the affair yet. I helped her pack, all while my lawyer was prepping the divorce papers. Served her the next day at her mom's place. The look on her face, priceless. She called me screaming, "What the hell, Tim?" After everything, I calmly said, "I know about Kamar. And your mom." Silence, then denial. But the evidence was attached, screenshots, photos, everything. She lawyered up quick, but her attorney was a hack, probably all she could afford now. My guy, top-notch divorce shark. We had a mediation session where I laid out the adultery clause. In our state, it doesn't affect alimony much, but it does for asset split. She tried to claim the investments were legit, but that's when the IRS letter arrived. Turns out, my anonymous tip paid off. Auditors raided Kamar's apartment, found ledgers, bank statements. He was skimming thousands, using Patricia as a front for fake invoices. Evelyn's properties. She was claiming depreciation on non-existent repairs, hiding rental income in offshore accounts amateur hour. The feds froze all their assets. Kamar tried to flee, booked a flight to Mexico, but Mike, my pie friend, tipped me off via a mutual contact. I alerted authorities anonymously. They nabbed him at the airport. Now he's facing charges: embezzlement, wire fraud, tax evasion. Bail denied because flight risk. Patricia, broke, living in Evelyn's guest room. Her car got repossessed, loan in her name, payments missed. She's applying for jobs, but with the scandal, no one's biting. Evelyn's business is under audit, she might lose her houses. Me, I sold the house for a profit, moved to a condo downtown. Started dating casually, nothing serious, but it's nice to feel wanted again. Work's booming, my boss gave me a raise for handling personal stress like a champ. But this isn't over. Court dates coming up. I'll update when there's more. Update 2. The courtroom drama and more revelations. Alright, Reddit, it's been another month, and holy crap, the plot thickens. If this were a movie, it'd be a thriller with twists I didn't even see coming. Thanks again for the DMs and awards, keeps me going. First, the divorce hearing. Patricia showed up looking haggard, Evelyn in tow for moral support. My lawyer presented the evidence mountain: texts, emails, photos, GPS logs, bank records. The judge was not amused. Patricia broke down on the stand, admitting the affair but blaming stress and emotional neglect from me. Bull. I testified calmly, showed how I'd been supportive: vacations, counseling offers she ignored. Outcome: I got the house already sold, so cashed 70% of savings, the unfrozen part, no alimony for her. She got her clothes, some furniture, and a stern warning about the ongoing investigations. But here's the bombshell. During discovery, we found out Evelyn wasn't just encouraging, she was profiting. Texts revealed she introduced Patricia to Kamar years ago at a family event, knowing he was a player. Why? Kamar was paying her kickbacks from the embezzled money to keep quiet and provide alibis. Evelyn was in on the fraud. I forwarded that to the DA. Evelyn got arrested for conspiracy to commit fraud. Her properties seized as assets from crime. She's out on bail, but facing 5 to 10 years if convicted. Kamar's trial started. He's singing like a bird, throwing Patricia under the bus to reduce his sentence. Says she initiated the affair to cover the embezzlement. Prosecutors offered her a deal: testify against him and Evelyn, get probation. She took it, but it means admitting everything publicly. Patricia called me begging for help. Tim, please, I made a mistake. Mom pushed me into it. I laughed. You both did this to yourselves. Hung up. Personally, I'm thriving. New girlfriend, met her at a cybersecurity conference. She's amazing, no drama. Work promoted me to senior consultant. Bought a new car, planning a trip to Europe. One more update when the trials wrap up. This revenge is sweeter than I imagined. Update 3. The grand finale, jail, ruin, and my new beginning. Final update, folks, it's over, and I won. Big time. This has been a roller coaster, but sharing it here helped me process. If you're going through something similar, document everything and stay smart. Kamar's trial. Guilty on all counts. Embezzlement over $100,000, fraud, evasion. Sentenced to 8 years in federal prison. He'll be out in 5 with good behavior, but his career's toast. Registered as a felon, no more white-collar jobs. His house, foreclosed. Family disowned him. Patricia testified against him and Evelyn. She got 2 years probation, community service, and a fine she can't pay. Lost her professional license, can't work in marketing anymore. She's waitressing now, living in a crappy apartment after Evelyn's house was seized. No car, no savings, no friends, they all bailed when the scandal hit the local news. Evelyn, convicted of conspiracy and aiding fraud. 4 years in prison, plus restitution. At her age, late 50s, it's rough. She'll lose everything, properties sold at auction to pay fines. Me, divorce finalized, clean break. I invested the house proceeds wisely, doubled my savings. My new girl, Sarah, and I are serious, talking cohabitation. Works great. I even started a side gig consulting on fraud prevention, ironically. Looking back, the betrayal hurt, but it made me stronger. I didn't break laws well, skirted edges, but nothing prosecutable. It was all about leveraging truth and systems against them. Thanks, Reddit. If there's a moral, don't cheat, especially not with family backing. Karma's a bitch, but revenge is nuclear. TLDR final. Cheating wife and enabling mom get wrecked. Jobs lost, fraud exposed, jail for the guy and mom, ex left destitute. I win.